welcome back to Like Plays. Alright, you see my face for the first time, I guess. Alright, today we're starting a brand new series. Are you ready? Be sure to like and subscribe. So this new series is called the Never Before Heard Of Indie Game Expose and Review, or Tinhoiger. Okay, so before we get into this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a game, we're going to be looking at this game. This game is going to be an indie game. It is going to be a very small game, a game you've never, ever heard of, or I've heard of. So the game that we're going to be looking at is called Where's Joshua? So, to have a look at this game, we're going to need to first break down what categories we're analyzing by. And the categories that I came up with are not that arbitrary. So we've got graphics, gameplay, fun, potential, and by potential I mean the potential for the game to go places with a lot of work. Well, actually, I'll say how much work depending on my view. It's a bit of an by much one. Okay, back to the game. This game is called Finding Joshua. No. I'm sorry, it's not. It's called Where's Joshua? And it took me some figuring out, but eventually I realized that it is this little cat that's apparently just that you're having to find, and it makes a nice little bloop sound, like meow sound when you get it. But alright, so what's the point of the game? The point of the game is to run around and collect the crystals and get a high score. That's it. That's the game. It's an arcade style game with a little astronaut, and you collect 2 crystals, and every 2 crystals a new little alien thing spawns. There's only one type of enemy that I encountered. Maybe there's more. I didn't make it further, but that's what I discovered. And in my experience, it is a bit of a respawn simulator, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first up, we have the number one topic, graphics. Alright, so the graphics of the game are pretty good. It's got shaders, it's got proper terrain, proper 3D rig characters and stuff, and they look pretty good if they worked. But that's more in the gameplay section, crossing over. So I had to play on the lowest graphics settings, and I still had issues. They just caused lag. So it was not optimized that well, and granted I was using my laptop, but my laptop's not terrible and can play much harder, much more sophisticated games. So I was a little bit disappointed that it didn't run that well, and I really think that a game like this doesn't need that sophisticated graphics for it to work well. I think that you could have dialed down on some of the light filtering, some of the shadow textures, because it really kills your frames, and that makes this kind of game very difficult. So that's it for graphics, and I give the graphics a 4 out of 5. The gameplay is obviously the most important section, at least for most people, because this is what the game actually is. Is it original? Is it good? So in Where is Joshua, the gameplay is pretty much just a loop of collecting and running. And it's got a couple of little unique things where you can like hide in the water, and you can jump over the water, and you get a little jetpack that gives you some unique capabilities. So overall, it's not bad. It's an arcade game. Very, very clearly that's what it is. You've got to get a high score, you've got to do better than before. It's not a roguelike, like Binding of Isaac or Dead Cells. It's not that. But it is a finished game. And I think that's something that's good to take into consideration. However, there were a lot of issues regarding the lag in the game and those kind of things that I faced, and especially the hitboxes of the aliens. The little ships, I swear, I would touch their shadow sometimes, and I wouldn't get killed. And then sometimes I would just go right through them and nothing would happen. And that was a regular occurrence for me playing this game. It didn't feel fair. And on top of that, there was one big thing, like when you die, it doesn't show you an animation or anything. It doesn't show you the enemy hitting you. It cuts straight to the death scene, which I saw a lot. I saw a lot of that death scene, and that didn't really get with me. So overall, the gameplay, I can't give it a high score, sadly. I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 5, and that's being a little bit generous because of the glitches that I faced. On top of that, the menus didn't have all the functionality that I would like. I know it's a small indie game, but that's just me being a little bit, yeah, I need something that's able to do what I want. I think like the play button should have been at the top of the menu, not the bottom. I think that's more designs than gameplay, but I don't have a design section, so I'm just going to put that there. Next up, we have fun. And did I have fun? This is going to be a yes or no. And yes, I did have fun. I thought the game was good. I thought it was pretty cool for a 20-30 minute playthrough and then some fun. I'm not really one for arcade games. I'm much more of a roguelike enjoyer, or roguelike enjoyer. Alright. Yeah, that was not planned. But I give this a yes for fun. Next up is potential, and this is also out of 5. I think that this game could be a lot of fun. I couldn't figure out how to get the multiplayer working. There's no guide for the controls, and that's not a great thing. There was only WASD controls, there's no remapping. I could not figure it out. I assume you need a controller, but it would be nice if you could remap that. I do think that this is the kind of thing that some people could have a lot of fun with. You have a friend over, you play this for an hour, and then it's done. I don't think it's much beyond that. I reckon you could get quite a few sales on something like this if you have proper advertising, but besides that, I don't think it's that much. It's a cool little project, but it's not. I mentioned Binding of Isaac earlier because of the kind of art style and perspective. I mean, it's not the same art style, but it just reminds. Got that element of the view, and you're watching this arena, right? That's what I was thinking of. It's an arena style game with tight tank controls. So it's interesting. I think that if you added a lot more enemies, added different rooms, added some sort of map elements, then it could get to being a proper game. And you'd need to make it into a roguelike or a roguelite of sorts. But besides this, it's good as an arcade game. It's fun, it's small, it's neat, and I like it. 3.5 out of 5 for potential. Alright, to finish up, Where's Joshua is a pretty neat game. It's good for a first game. Very good for a first game that's published, and kudos for the developer for releasing it for free. Thanks, man. This was fun to check out, and I hope you enjoy the video. Also, I really think that you guys should go and check it out for yourselves. Let me know what you think. Find the bugs and extort the game. See if you can beat my high score, which I'm pretty sure was only up to level 3. I could not get far with the glitches and stuff. One last note as well is I did find a glitch where I could get stuck on respawn and it would just show text, and text would just overlay, and it was really weird. And I don't know how to describe it. I don't think I got it in any of the footage, but that happened quite a bit. Besides that, it worked mostly fine. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content, I'll do more Hoiger videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.